Hello, this is Steve Thoele, Principal Broker with Premier Property Group, and bringing you another quick update on the Sherwood Oregon real estate market. This update is going to cover the last 8 weeks of market activity, ending this past Sunday, November 13th. So I'm going to share my screen with you now and go through the info with you. Last week in Sherwood, I show we had 7 new properties come on the market. You can kind of see where that compares to weeks prior, kind of right in the middle. I had a low of 2 listings, a high of 10. End of the week with 73 homes in total on the market. You can see us towards the upper end of the range for the past couple weeks. Hasn't really changed a whole lot over the past 2 months. Had a low of 63 and a high of 74. The median price and days on market for the active listings, you can kind of see that over the past 5 weeks, we've been holding very steady at 730,000. And the days on market been a little bit up and down. Had a high of 55, a low of 42. This last week came in at 43. So just about a month and a half of market time now for the active listings in Sherwood. Moving along to pending sales. Last week, I show we had 3 new pendings in Sherwood last week, which you can kind of see as a low for the past 8 weeks in terms of new pendings in a week. And we ended the week with 43 homes in pending status. And you can kind of see we've been losing kind of pendings for the past 2 months now after a high of 60 8 weeks ago, down to 43 this last week. The median price and days on market for the pendings, that's been up on both measures here. We had a low of 650,000 median price about 7 weeks back. And this last week hit a high for the last 8 weeks at 793,000. And then the days on market started off at 13 days, got up to 20 days. Last couple of weeks has retreated a bit down to 16, 17 days of average market time for the current pendings. And then lastly, we'll look at sold listing activity. So as of the time I put this together, I show we had 3 homes go from pending to sold last week here in Sherwood. That is down from the prior couple of weeks. As you can kind of see, we had a low of 2, a high of 13 over the past 8 weeks. And if you look over the prior 4 weeks of activity on a weekly basis, this last week we had 30 closings or 30 sales over the prior 4 weeks. And that's just about the same as the week prior, but down in general from kind of the high of where we were at about 6 weeks ago at 38. And then the median sold price and days on market for those sold listings, we had a high of 672,000 8 weeks back, dipped down to 565,000 about a month ago. And this last week came in at 611,000, which was down about 22,000 from the week prior. And then the days on market for the solds, you kind of see we had a low of 11, a high of 21. This last week came in at 16. So 16 days of average market time is the latest reading for things selling in Sherwood. And then lastly, we'll look at the weeks of inventory and the sale price as a percent of the original list price. So we started off at just about with 10 weeks of inventory, dipped down to about 7.5 weeks of inventory about a month ago or so. And it's trended back up here over the past 3 weeks now to, again, just about 10 weeks of inventory currently in Sherwood. And the sale price as a percent of the original list price, you can kind of see has been fairly steady, has not moved a whole lot. You know, we had a low of about 95% and a high of a little over 96%. So it's been a pretty tight range over this past 8 weeks. This last week came in at 95.6. So just about roughly about a 4.5% discount off of original asking price or list price is where things have been selling at for the most recent solds. So with about 10 weeks of inventory, that's about 2.5 months of inventory, and prices continuing to remain pretty steady here. It's kind of certainly more of a balanced market environment in Sherwood. We'll see what happens going forward the rest of this year, but with the number of pendings kind of dropping as we saw up above, I would expect this number to probably trend a little bit higher, and this one, if not stay steady, to maybe drop a little bit depending upon what happens with prices here. So remains to be seen. So we'll keep an eye on it for the rest of this year. So So I hope that update's been helpful and informative for you. As always, if I can ever answer any questions or be of any help with regards to your particular situation, always be happy to answer questions. My number is 503-680-2065. If you're watching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to my channel. That's a great way for you to stay up to date on what's happening in your local market. And lastly, really appreciate you tuning in and hope you have a fantastic day and week ahead. And we will see you on the next video.